Hey fam, this is B, bringing you the sole opinion of an everyday Christian. Today I'm without Danny. He's not feeling well. He's at home sick. But we did want to bring to you some kind of breaking information that we saw last week. A news headline that seems to be making some waves, even reaching up to Donald Trump. So it really affects our Idaho folks. But if you're not from Idaho, I feel like this is going to come your way into your state at some point. So you may want to listen through this whole thing and see what you think. But first, let me say, please subscribe, like, comment down below whatever you think about this particular topic, whether you like it, whether you're for it, whether you're against it. Let us know your thoughts. And if you feel good enough about it, feel free to share this with whoever you like, share it out far and wide. Everything does help the channel. So getting into our topic today, last week I saw that Governor Little posted something about a new bill that passed the House and made it to his desk, which is HR93, and it has to do with parental and student school choice, getting a credit or a rebate voucher that's going to provide some refunds or some funding for any students in the state of Idaho that are not attending a public school. So it made it across his desk, and last week he signed it into law. So that is going into effect, at the beginning of 2026, which would encompass the tax year of 2025. As I understand it, if you haven't read about this yet, but it's a program that allows up to $5,000 per student to be reimbursed or funded for anything such as tuition, curriculum costs, transportation costs, etc. So it is an up to $5,000 per student reimbursement or payment voucher for any student not attending a public school that can prove that they do attend and are getting an education and a continuing education. From what I can tell, it is anyone that does not exceed 300 times the federal poverty level, which is on the HHS.gov website. So you can take a look at that to find what family dynamic you're under and what that poverty level is. You multiply it times 3, and if your yearly annual salary adjusted gross income does not exceed that, then your students can qualify for that. It's not for everyone, but it is for that. Now, the things that I've been hearing, the buzz around it from folks that disagree with this particular bill is that we already have in the state of Idaho, and again, this could affect your state at some point, but in the state of Idaho, we do have facilities. We have schools that are either underfunded or maybe they have crumbling facilities, or facilities are just not up to par. The thought behind that is they don't want to take money out of the pocket of the public education sector because they're already underfunded. And I can understand that. Even someone who doesn't necessarily agree or I don't send my children to public school, that's just our personal choice. Now, our home does not necessarily want to defund the public school sector. We still need education to happen. We still need educated, good citizens to live in the state of Idaho and in other states that produces more innovation, that produces good workers, that produces an economy, right? And also just good citizens in general. We don't want that to go away. However, as taxpayers ourselves, we pay into all of the levies, all of the everything that goes into funding the Department of Education here in the state of Idaho. We still pay into that, but we don't get any of that benefit because our kids don't attend a public school. So this, for myself, I feel like this is a great option because now I still got to pay taxes. However, I get some of that back, if that makes sense. I'm able to get a refund or a payment voucher so that I can pay for my daughter's tuition and because we have tuition costs, we have uniform costs, we have transportation, definitely, because all of that's personal transportation, which does count, even if it's a personal vehicle that is transporting to and from the school. And we also have curriculum costs we have to pay out of pocket for. So field trips, all of that fun stuff. So this is a great way for us to get some of that back as a Idaho tax-paying citizen. And I also feel that it's good because this program they're designating $50 million in the budget for this particular program. It seems like a lot, doesn't mean that all of it's going to be used. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's a first come, first serve. You do have to provide proof of income. You have to provide proof that your child is attending school and that their grades are also being recorded and that there's improvement. So it's not like you're just collecting a paycheck and your kids are sitting at home not doing anything. Getting back to this, $50 million that's being allocated from the budget is a small portion of the overall budget. This is why I guess I feel that it's warranted and that it's good, because the last I saw something that Governor Little had wrote about this is that he has grown since he's been in office the budget by $17 billion, which is quite a bit. I tried to find, I Googled information. I looked on Idaho.gov. I looked on the Idaho Department of Education, their website. I can't find anything on what the 2025 budget is for education, but I do see that there's $1.5 billion being allocated simply for structures and things like that. So there's more than just $1.5 billion going to the Department of Education in the state of Idaho for this year. And of the large budget, only $50 million, and I know that's a lot of money, but only $50 million is being allocated for those that want a choice that's not the normal public school system. I feel like that's good. However, I, as well as Danny, I'm sure if he was here, would say that we are open to a discussion on this. We're open to hear both sides, because sometimes we don't always think of everything that could possibly come, the good or the bad from this. So let us know in the comments what you think. Share this with others that might have an opinion and let them weigh in on this. I'd love to have this discussion. So that kind of ends this portion of it. But to give you one other thought, something that I've done myself, and I don't know that a lot of people, I'm sure many people do, but at least in the circle that I'm around, no one had ever heard of this, and I hadn't heard about this until I got some information from a tax professional, is that even with grade school, K through 12, especially if it's in private school or even if it's in public school, there's a program called idsaves.org. This is not sponsored. Okay, this is just something that I've used now for a couple of years. It works kind of like an investment for your kids. You can have an account for each one each child that you have in school. It even works for higher and continuing education beyond K through 12. But as you put money into that, and anybody can put money into that, families and friends can directly deposit into your child's account. Those monies you can allocate kind of like a 401k. If anyone has that at work, you can designate it into a particular fund to mature over time, or you can just put into a savings with less risk. It's just you don't have very much of a return. And anything that you funnel into that, whatever the amount is, and there is a cap, but per year, per child, but whatever the monies you funnel into that, and you pay from that account for qualified education costs, such as transportation, tuition, curriculum, and all of that is tax deductible. So I've used that myself, and I have 3 kiddos that are in private school, and the tuition is a good amount. And after all of this is paid, and I account for all of that for the year, over the last 3 years, I've saved at least $300-400 in state tax, which is not a ton of money, but the only difference is I funneled the money through the ID Saves program and paid from that. So it's basically just a funnel, and it is tax deductible. So not sure how any of that factors into this new student choice program that's about to come into play. I'm sure we'll find out more about that. But if nonetheless, whether you like that, you agree with this new HR93 bill, or whether you don't, this is a great program for one to give your children a school savings and a school fund over time that anybody can put into, and also at least it's a tax saver. So look it up, idsaves.org, idsaves.org. idaho.org. See what you think. If you're in the state of Idaho, I would imagine other states have something similar to this. This is just the one that I know about in the state of Idaho. Use it. It's great. And again, you can be welcome to comment on this as well if you have any ideas or anything else that might work better that I'm not aware of. So other than that, those are the thoughts we had for today. I hope it was informative. Let us know what you think. Until the next time, we love you, fam. God bless.